I'm gonna be teaching you how to make empanadas, but this empanada is special because it's called empanadas cortadas al cuchillo. So empanadas with the meat cut by knife. And this is a special knife that was custom made by the person who taught me this recipe. His name is Pedro Lopez. He happens to be my dad. And also it's a combination of my mom's recipe and my grandmother's recipe. So today I'm going to be cutting this piece of meat, which is about 2 pounds. And you guys are going to be needing 4 dozens of empanadas, of tapas, what we call it, to be able to make 2 pounds of meat. And then I'll give you more ingredients as we go through it. But basically I'm going to be cutting this beautiful, beautiful piece of meat, but I didn't want to have it grounded because I'm going to make this traditional recipe from Argentina that is cut by knife. Meanwhile, let's have a mate. Muy bien, so here we go. So depending on how this piece of meat is cut in this way, you know, you can see this is the edge of the meat. So you want to make sure you don't cut it like that, because otherwise the fat is not going to help you as you cut them in small pieces. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut it across, so you should be able to see lines of the meat going like that. So we're going to cut it opposite the lines, not towards the lines, but opposite. So I'm going to cut small little pieces to start, about that size, like that. And the smaller, the better. So you cut the whole piece, and we're gonna start showing you, not to go so long, but I'm gonna cut a piece just about that size. In each piece, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut a slice of each piece, slice it up like that. And then you're gonna cut across very tiny, and it's gonna become exactly like ground beef. But the cool thing about this is that what happens when you get it as ground beef, there is a lot of juice that is left in the machine that grounds the beef. So that juice, you want to keep it, because that's steak juice that you're going to be having inside the empanada. So when you cut it with a knife, that juice stays within the meat, and that juice is going to mix with the onions that we're going to put together later to be able to cook it, and that's going to give you the best taste ever for your empanada, for this kind of empanada cut by cuchillo. The ground beef has great taste, but it's not as good, again, because you lose a lot of that juice when that machine presses on the meat and it cuts it. A lot of that juice stays inside the machine. So that juice is the juice that has all that humidity, that together with the onions gives you that great taste of the empanada, the traditional Argentine empanada. It's good. I'm gonna show you guys my knife. That's awesome knife, eh? Custom made. And it says his initials, CPL, Cipriano Pedro Lopez. Great. So I'm gonna finish cutting. Okay, so here we are. Here we have the ingredients. You have your cut meat already. You have your oil, you have olives, you have broth, meat broth, you have your salt, You have your pepper, and you have your pimienta, which is in Spanish, which is red peppers, and that's it. And you have what's important, your beer, and you have your cut onions in your pan, and what's most important, you have your fire, okay? And you want to make sure you have enough wood there so that the whole thing will cook. But basically, that's what we want to do. We're going to put this in the fire. We're going to put a little bit of oil, and then we'll start cooking the onions. So, one of the ingredients I forgot to mention was cumin. So, I had Faye give it to me. So, we put a little bit of cumin here. With the onions are cooking. The fire will smoke goes in. Salt. I use sea salt. I like sea salt. Salt. A little bit of pepper. That's it. And then as soon as you get your onions soft, you're going to start putting on the meat. Make it start getting cooked. The meat that we cut with cuchiyo. So now we're going to finish adding the broth. We have prepared. There. Nice. See that, Alma? Great. That's empanadas, Alma. Daddy's making. So you add the broth, and then you take the water off the olives. Make sure you do that, because otherwise it makes your empanada too salty. So you throw out the water and you put your and we just let it evaporate that water. And that's yummy! So here we go. It has cooled down already. And here you have your mix for the empanadas. So now that it's cooled down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take on a big spoon, big size soup spoon. And I'm going to show you guys how to roll the proper empanada. So first thing you do, you put it in your left hand if you're right-handed. And you take some of that mix, you put it in, and you make a little bit of a hole like this with your fingers, and then you seal it right at the end first, because what you want to do is you want to keep some of that juice inside. A little bit is going to drip out anyways, but try to keep as much as you can of that juice inside, and then seal it with your fingers like that, and at the end, so that at the end it doesn't spill. Now, when you had sealed it a little bit there, make sure it's sealed in the dough. Turn your empanada around so that this end looks at that way. Then grab the end of it, the little tip, with your two fingers like that, and roll it. And then grab it again, roll in, roll in, roll in, roll in, roll in, roll in. And each time you roll in, use your thumb to press it into the dough so that it seals. And then at the end, roll that inside again. And that's a perfectly shaped empanada. I'm going to make another one for you guys so that you can see. You guys see? nicely shaped empanada. Okay, I'm gonna make another one. This time I'll do it a little bit faster. So mix that around. The difference with this empanada, what's nice about it is that you're gonna get that smoky taste, which you don't get when you make it on the stove. And it's gonna be the traditional way of making an empanada. Most people make it on the stove, so the taste is not the same. And usually the meat is not cut by knife. It's cut at the butcher's. So there, see that? It's dripping, really nice. If it's dripping, it's really good because that juice is gonna stay inside. There, 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 there. Inside, 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 and roll in. There you go. Perfectly shaped empanada. Thank you guys for joining me for this empanada al cuchillo recipe. Make sure you like our video if you like it, and send me your comments if you need any more tips on this. And we'll see you on the recipe with Bryant Lopez.